Alright ladies, got a new toy, thought I'll share. Pretty excited about this one. Bike is pretty darn awesome. This one is a 2009 KTM 300 XC, and so far pretty darn impressed with the bike. Got this about about a week ago. Sold my Husaberg TE250, which was a 2013. Sold that, and I'll go into the reason why in a little bit. And then picked up this 2009 KTM 300 XC, not the XCW, the actual XC. We took it on a ride Saturday and did about 65 miles. I've been off of two wheels for about a little while, so it was a good, nice long ride. We had some recent rain, so took it up the mountains, did about 65 miles of some nice riding up there. And let me tell you, this bike is freaking awesome. I've owned probably 15 different dirt bikes throughout my life. I'm including that 2013 Husaberg TE250, and this bike is the best bike I've ever ridden, hands down. The power on this 300 is so smooth, so controllable, so much traction that it's almost like you're riding a 450 fuel injected bike, but you know, on a two-stroke. So night and day difference between a 250 and a 300. If someone's coming from a 125 or 200 and they're like, hey, you know, should I get the 250 or the 300? Get the 300, hands down. It's an incredible bike. You know, I'm pretty stoked, as you can tell, how much I keep boasting about this bike. But up until I got this thing, I was not a big fan of the 300s. I hadn't had one, and all my buddies were talking about them. So I finally decided to get one, and let me tell you, it is a freaking awesome machine. As far as rideability, power to weight ratio, traction, just smoothness of the throttle. Throttle is really smooth. And then of course when you get on it and it rips, the thing rips like a beast. But nonetheless, it's if you're on that single track stuff, that's where the bike really shines in the woods. I'll kind of go over some specifics of the bike. Mine came with the Renthal bars, fatty bars, Pro brand Sycra hand guards. This is an aftermarket Enduro light. This is not a KTM actual light. It's actually, I don't know the name of it, but it's pretty cool, nice and bright. A Cherubies rotor guard, aftermarket. This is a KTM Power Parts pipe guard, carbon fiber. Also have the KTM Power Parts radiator guards. KTM Power Parts / FMF silencer. Pretty nice silencer. It's pretty much a mirror of the power core. There's a power core that sits about right here inside of it, so nice silencer for sure. It is a spark arrestor, so that's good. KTM Power Parts skid plate, which is right here. Came with the V-Force reeds. What else? Oh, I have a billet shark fin to protect the rear rotor. Stock frame guards, pretty much they all come with this. Let's see what else. Pretty darn stoked about the bike. My Husaberg had a 2.6 gallon tank. This tank comes with a 2.9 gallon tank stock. so I don't have to worry about getting an IMS and spending the extra $400 or $300 for a 3-gallon tank. It's 2.9. So even on my Husaberg, I never pretty much run out of fuel. 60, 70 miles, 80 miles, I'm sure I'll get on this tank. So I'm pretty excited about that. But overall, it's a great bike. I'm really impressed with it. If anyone's in the market or in the fence about getting a 250 or a 300, get the 300. There are some mods I'm gonna do. One of the things, even though I like this carbon fiber pipe guard and skid plate, I do like the look of the Hyde Racing pipe guard and skid plate combo. Here's a picture of it right here. That thing is so ugly and so gnarly that I kind of like it, and I think I'm probably gonna get it for my rig for sure. It's really ugly, but it's so ugly that I kind of like it. So that will be coming. I will most likely be putting a plate on this. Don't ask me how. I do know how, but I can't divulge that. But there will be a plate on here soon. What else will I be getting? Oh, I need a tail light, some stuff to make it street legal. So, also it comes with the Excel rims. This is a stock. This came with it. So overall, incredibly pleased with the bike. It runs really good. It is kind of fat in the legs when you're standing up. It did take me a little bit to get used to how fat it is, but for my particular riding, it was so fat. You know, when I was standing up on the pegs, it was easy for me to grip the bike and whip it around through turns and corners and jumps and all that stuff. So I cannot explain how smooth it is on the throttle, and how tractable it is. One of the things I also might get is that I think it's called the Smart Carb ADP, which is a cast or billet carb, which has no overflow for the bottom. I might get that pretty soon. Pretty expensive mod, but for me, for changing in the elevations that I ride, it may work out pretty well. So stand by for that. But there she is, man. There's the bike. The guy I bought it from didn't really ride it that much. New top end. We got 10 hours on the new top end. He showed me the invoice. I actually have copies of it. So pretty much new top end. Suspension on this thing is phenomenal. One of my complaints about my Husaberg was that it deflected a lot. So as you're riding, you're hitting rocks and roots, and you're always kind of fighting the bike to keep it on the trail, keep it tracking. I played around with the clickers. I pretty much did everything I could possibly do with my suspension knowledge, which isn't that great, but I can never get it 100% perfect where I felt, you know, wasn't deflecting as much. I'm not sure what he did with the suspension, but the suspension on this thing is pretty spot on. It made for an enjoyable ride. I wasn't deflecting off of roots and rocks all over the place and bouncing all over the place. So the suspension was pretty darn good on this bike. There's the Brembo. It does have the Brembo clutch, hydraulic clutch. So it is an electric start. Let's get this thing started, and you guys can hear it. So there you go. 2009 KTM 300 XC, close ratio transmission. I don't do a whole lot of desert stuff. I do some, but not the primary stuff I ride is tighter woods. So that's why I didn't want the W model. I wanted a closed ratio transmission to for the woods and the tight turns and all that stuff. So there you have it. Good bike. Actually great bike. One of the it is the best that I've had so far. So I forgot, I would have had some video of that last ride we did. We had about 5 of us get out in the woods and for the 60 miles, but I forgot my GoPro at home, so I'll have to get another video soon. I might be going riding this weekend, so we'll get some good video maybe this weekend of this thing in action. All right, ladies, have a good day.